Hey artists, today you are going to be drawing a garden gnome. So you are going to get one sheet of white paper off of the supply table. You're going to get one worksheet. It's there to help you out. I'll show you how to draw it, but then this can also, you can follow along to draw everything. You're going to need a black crayon. Okay. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my name on the back. I'm actually going to put it up in the corner today. In case I make a mistake, then I can always flip it over and try it on the back side without my name being in the way. Okay, I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to take a look at that worksheet. I'm going to start with number 1. It says, begin with a large oval near the center of the paper. So let's try that. Nice large oval towards the center of the paper. That's about here. Okay. Draw a curved line down from each side to make a heart shape for the beards. They're talking about here, curved side down, curved side down. It almost actually makes a heart. Okay, you can see that. So I'm going to go curved side down, curved side down. Add a curved line up at the top of the beard for the ears. So that's this little thing right here. It's kind of like a little, almost like a C shape. Go ear, ear. Continue the lines up to a point, making a triangle shape, and then add eyes. So it's saying where you started that ear, you're going to go up to a point. So right here, let's go up. Right here, we're going to go up. Okay, and then I also need to connect right there as well. So I'm going to curve it. Okay, don't draw it straight across. We're going to curve that a little bit. Doesn't have to be a big curve. Okay, you can give, actually I'm going to wait to draw my eyes on my gnome. Okay, you might just want to put 2 dots for eyes, but on the back there are actually lots of different expressions you can give your gnome. So I'm going to hold off on drawing those just so I can kind of think about what it is I want that gnome to look like. So it says, draw 2 long, skinny U shapes down from the sides of the beard for arms. Bend one if you choose. Add a curved line to finish the shirt. So I can either have 2 arms that look like this, or I could do one that comes down and then it kind of bends like this. I'm actually just going to draw mine with 2 straight arms. That way you can see an example of what the 2 straight arms might look like. So I'm going to start at the beard. Come down a diagonal, curve, come back up. Come down at a diagonal, curve, go back up. I got to give him the end of his sleeve too. Okay. And then it says add a curved line to finish the shirt. So I'm just going to kind of come down a little bit further from that hand, down a little bit further, down a little bit further, and then curve it for the bottom of his shirt. Next it says draw 2 upside down U lines at the bottom of the paper for boots. That's right here. Upside down, upside down. So I'm going to go 1, 2. Add an angled line to connect the shirt and the boots for pants. So notice how this diagonal goes kind of in. So it's going to start here. It's going to point in. Start here, gonna point in. Draw in a Y shape up from between the boots, so right here. So it kind of splits his legs. And then draw 2 rectangles for the belt buckle with curved lines to create the belt. So I'm gonna draw a big rectangle, kind of right in the middle of his body. Then I'm going to draw a little rectangle. And then a curved line coming out, curved line coming out, curved line coming out, curved line coming out. So notice how a lot of times when we do things that go all the way across the body, they end up being curved. And that's just going to make your gnome look like he's kind of rounded. Okay, so I've got the gnome body pretty much done. I can flip it over. I can take a look at some of these faces and add one of those. So I'm kind of liking this gnome right here. So I'm going to give him a little dot for an eye, a little dot for an eye. His little eyebrows, you can see they're kind of off to the side and kind of diagonal. And he's got this wide open mouth, like he's shocked. Okay, I suppose you probably don't need to color it in with your pencil because you're going to color it with a crayon too. Okay, so my gnome is all finished. The last thing I need to do is add a background to it. Okay, and you can kind of see some different examples in the back. So I'm going to draw this line coming straight out. This is called the horizon line. It's where the sky meets the ground. I could add some tufts of grass. Almost looks like fire. I'm going to do that a couple times. Okay, and I can even draw some like lines in here. Actually, I'm going to do it in this one. This is going to give my grass a little bit of texture. Okay, last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of these mushrooms in the back. So it looks like I'm going to actually start with the top of them. It's kind of like a half circle. So maybe I'll go half circle. Maybe I'll do another one over here. I could do a half circle and maybe make the bottom of it a little bit wavy. That wasn't a very good wave. Okay, give them some stems. So it looks like the stems start kind of thick at the top. They get skinny towards the middle, and then they get big again. I can add some polka dots to my mushrooms too. And if you want to add a little bit of grass back here too, you could. So notice that the grass looks so long because our lawn gnome, our garden gnome, is obviously very small, okay? They're not huge. They're not the size of an actual person. After you have your whole drawing done and you are satisfied with it, you're going to take a black crayon and carefully trace over all of the lines that you drew. The reason we are doing this is because we are going to paint next time, and this black line will help keep our paints from running together. It creates a wax resist. When I'm tracing, I'm pressing kind of hard so that way those lines show up. A lot of times when I see you guys do this, you press too softly, and then you don't get that nice wax resist line that you want. Once you get this far, you are done for the day. So remember, you need to start off by drawing your gnome and just take it step by step. Okay, don't try to just look at this picture and try and figure it out. Go step by step. That really breaks it down and makes it easy for you. When you're all done drawing it, then you are going to take your black crayon and trace all of the lines that you drew. When you're finished, please put your worksheet back where you found it, and we're going to make a nice neat pile of these up on the supply table.